What's up, guys? It's Clay from the Weebus Wizards. I'm here with Kenton, Dylan, and Will, and today we're going to be talking about chapter 268 of My Hero Academia, entitled Scramble. The chapter opens up with Endeavor in the hallway of the hospital, asking the number 6 hero, who's currently Crust, what's going on, and he's actually holding off the high end that we saw from the last time we were in the hospital. And then he mentions that it's got extreme regeneration capabilities. I don't know if that means that its regeneration capabilities are higher than a normal high ends, or if he's just talking about he's never seen one before and he doesn't know. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? But he says that they're extreme, and that makes me think that maybe it's higher regeneration abilities.
Are you on the Viz translation?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's just.
I don't know. It could be a translation
thing or multiple heads or something.
Yeah, it's got a lot of teeth. I don't know if that's just his quirk thing, or I don't know. What do you think about it, Dylan?
I just think it's just got quicker regeneration abilities than most Nomus they've seen. He's definitely been involved in Nomu fights.
Yeah, for sure.
Being high ranked, he was definitely in the.
I don't know if he's ever seen a high end, so maybe that's why Endeavor and I think that's why.
It's been in the public.
I think I think that's what it is, because in the next panel, Endeavor kind of just walks off he knows that its regeneration ability isn't that bad, and then the next thing we cut over to is it having the most shocked face in the world as Aizawa comes around the corner and says he'll take care of it. That really reminds me of Johnny for some reason, the face he has there. I don't know why. I just think of Johnny. I think of Johnny. And then we cut over to the title panel where Endeavor's blasting that same high end through the wall, and then it's My Hero Academia chapter 268 Scramble. We then cut over to because that whole entire sequence before was a flashback to before Endeavor showed up in the last at the end of the last chapter. So now we're back in the present, where there's present Mike's apparently here too. Aizawa is here and Crust is here, and they're fighting the other two Nomu. We then cut over to Endeavor, who still has his fist implanted in that same high end, and then actually notes that there are dozens of layers of bones underneath the skin of the high ends. And then we cut over to Aizawa, who's screaming at Endeavor to finish them off quickly and sort of monologuing. I don't know why he wouldn't just mention this to Endeavor, but he monologues that the two Nomu that were in front of him are obstructing his vision of the third one, so he can't stop the quirk from fucking with Moko. But
thinking that.
Yeah, he's thinking. I don't know why he would just think that. Why he wouldn't just.
I think it was just more explaining it to us.
Yeah.
Why it's not affecting that one, if anything.
We then cut over to Mirko, who's about to slam Shigaraki's tank. I thought she was gonna actually get stopped the last chapter, but she actually ends up doing it. But she says that as soon as she entered the room, her body reacted to the bad vibes that Shigaraki was bringing off, and said that her instincts were screaming to not let Shigaraki out of the vat. And we actually get one of the cooler Shigaraki panels that we've had in a while. Kenton, I thought that you really liked this panel.
Yeah, it released dopamine.
It released a lot of dopamine. It gives me a really ominous vibe, which I think is what Horikoshi.
It turns the Game Boy on.
Wait, hold up. This was me when I saw this panel.
So it actually turns out that in between the time that we'd seen the progress bar last and when this happening, it only went up about 3%. So it's going up really slow. This whole raid's been going on I'd say
it's
about.
It's probably only been half an hour.
Yeah, it's been about half an hour, but it's only gone up 3%. So it's actually gone.
That's pretty fast.
That's pretty fast considering the timeline we talked about.
Yeah.
Last review.
Because he said at the beginning of this arc that he had a month left, so. It's going up kind of. I think he was doing something.
We then cut over to back to the fight between the high ends, Crust and Aizawa, and then I don't actually know who that other hero is who's there. He's just kind of
the
laser guy. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
There's a couple other heroes too that it looks like in the background, but I don't really remember who they are. But the Nomu starts thinking about what all the quirks of the heroes are actually, and she actually deduces that Aizawa is the one stopping her quirk. He says she hasn't made physical contact with him, so it has to be his eyes is why how her quirk's being stopped. So she actually dashes away, and then Aizawa actually is don't tell me that she figured it out before she runs away and then actually notes that her head and her body are like getting clearer, and then it feels good. And then we get this panel where Kenton and Dylan like to refer to it as the thick high-end. Kenton, if you want to explain what that is.
The unofficial scans that came out before it came out officially on Sunday, it was way darker than it looks on here. So you couldn't see like her butt in the panel, so it looked like her thighs there where they're like expanding was her butt. The panel just says like feels amazing, and it's just her giant fucking dumper right up in my fucking face. And I was like, damn, Nomu kind of thick.
It's actually just her quirk. She builds up the acid in her legs, and then she releases it, the acid barrage on all the heroes. It actually breaks through
she had a lot of
Crest's,
Taco Bell that morning.
And I think it hits Aizawa a little bit from what it looks like.
It does. Yeah.
So then we cut back over to Mirko, who we get another angle on like her kicking the vat. In the bottom corner here, we actually get another progress bar change, and I can't tell, but that looks like it's a 76, which means that between the time that she kicked it before and the time that she...
That's 75.
Mine's a 75.
It's really blurry, so it could be 75.
Yeah, that's 75.
It looks like 76 to me, but if it's 75, it's still like... I don't know how long it'd been on 74 before, but that's pretty insane.
She's still in the... Yeah, I mean, she's still in the air, so...
Yeah.
I think he was doing something to speed it along. Like we were talking about last week. I think he was doing that's why he went in there with them. So I think he was trying to speed it up.
Yeah,
to get them out sooner.
He knew the heroes were like on the move. He didn't know that they were coming, but he knew they were on the move to do something. So we get her doing her crescent moon kick, which that's a panel that I'm probably gonna look at a lot. Then we cut over. Well, we don't cut. Sorry. The high end actually, like before she made the kick, it actually grabbed Mirko's leg, but she actually did hit the tank, but it yanks her back as soon as she does hit it, and then flings her away, probably trying to slam her into a wall, but Endeavor actually manages to get over there and catch her. And then we see kind of the panel of the tank spewing out whatever the hell was in there with Shigaraki, and the doctor screaming no. Endeavor goes to check on Mirko, and the last thing we get before the chapter actually ends is Mirko screaming to kill Shigaraki and saying that no matter what happens, don't let Shigaraki wake up, just because the vibes we get. This panel, the second to last panel before the last one here, that gives me a really ominous vibe, just because we see the speech bubble kind of there. But yeah, so that's how the chapter ends. We get the cool little panel of Aizawa and Present Mike like teaming up, two bros. I haven't actually read Vigilantes. I really mean to read Vigilantes. I know it goes a lot into how their friendship is and all that kind of stuff. But so that ends kind of the review portion of the video. Now we're gonna get into our thoughts. Do y'all have anything y'all want to say before I kind of go into mine?
Let's let Will go first. Will's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, Will's been quiet.
I've been quiet because every time I tried to say something, y'all just kept going.
I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry.
I mean, Clay didn't even ask my opinion on what I thought about the Nomu's regeneration thing. So I was just like, okay, I'll just sit here.
What did you think about it, Will? I want to know what you thought about it.
For the regeneration thing?
Yeah, that.
Actually, I almost closed this out. I was swiping too much. I'm on my phone. I'm not on the website. But for that, as large as it looks and as fast as like the high end Hood, his regeneration was against Endeavor, it's just harder for them to destroy all of it and for him to come back. I mean, it wasn't much, but that's what I had.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was it. And then no one else said anything really for the rest of it except for Kenton.
So
I'm not the only one who was quiet.
Do y'all have anything that y'all want to say for like the entire chapter as a whole, or like what are y'all's predictions of what's gonna happen next chapter, or what are y'all thinking?
Marco's gonna die.
Yeah, I got that same vibe.
Shigaraki's gonna wake up and just kill Marco.
See, I was telling Dylan, what like because you know how like Mirko's whole thing is like she's like always moving, like wants to get shit done like now kind of thing.
Yeah.
What if like the way she dies is like Endeavor puts her down to like rest or whatever, recover, just like let them handle it, like she's saying.
Yeah.
And then Shigaraki gets out because they don't know that Shigaraki can like just touch stuff and it's spread now.
Yeah.
As far as they know, he has to touch you to like decay or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if he just touches the ground, then it spreads over to Mirko wherever she's laying because she's gonna be like out of the way, and that's how she dies. Just being.
That's interesting. She's already on the brink of death right now, and so she wouldn't be able to move at all. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, her leg's kind of like that. Her left leg is like fucked, right? It's been impaled. Her right leg's probably not as bad. It did get impaled at the end of the last chapter, but it's still probably not as bad as this one, who got ripped right through the thigh. Mm-hmm. I definitely think she's dead. I don't like this. Whenever she was kind of laying there being held by Endeavor, it kind of gave me the vibe that like all her energy was gone. And
I think her adrenaline's wearing off.
Yeah, there's 3 other high ends, or is it 4? I think it's
3.
Oh yeah, it's 3. I wanted to say it was 4. I think we might have said there was 4 last review, but I think there's only 3 now.
I know there was 5 to begin with, but I know she killed 1.
And then this one that Endeavor just got.
Actually, wait, no. What happened to the other one? Because there was 4. No, there's only 3.
I'm not sure. Maybe. I'm not really sure, but. As far as where we're right now, I think there's 3 of them in there right now, right? And I think one of them Endeavor just basically just shit on. So we know
3 in this chapter, so
we know there's 2 left for sure. I'm not sure where that one went.
They didn't count the big one in that little thing where Aizawa was talking.
Yeah,
and, like putting them all out. They didn't count the big one. They counted the weird like elephant looking one.
Okay, so there still are 3.
Oh, wait, no, this is. Okay, yeah, they didn't count the big one. That's what it was.
There still are 3,
the
right?
Big one. Yeah, there's 3 now.
Okay,
they beat the big one.
So there's 3 high ends, and we only got the perspective of one that was like waking up, because we talked about last review about how they still have to take time to like stabilize, right, when they come out of the vat, because the doctor released them and then immediately put them into a fight. That's why Mirko was able to take out 1. Endeavor is obviously stronger than Mirko, so he was able to take out 1, especially when he got the jump on it. But other than that, they're waking up, and she's already able to deduce what Aizawa's quirk does, right? And so she's gonna target him. We look at this one panel where the laser hero is kind of reacting and saying that its quirkless speed is like so absurd that like he actually freaked out. So they're going to be faster, stronger. They're going to be thinking more. They're going to kill someone, right? I think this might be the end of Aizawa, or I could see like Present Mike like sort of sacrificing himself to save Aizawa or something like that. You said what?
We can only hope.
What do you mean? You not like Present Mike?
I hate Present Mike.
Why? I don't know.
I don't hate him. I
like him.
I like Aizawa a lot more.
Yeah, that too. I also hate Present Mike.
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I have nothing to hate against him.
Yeah,
he seems like he was a cool hero back in the day. I just need to finish reading Vigilante or Vigilantes, whatever.
I feel like the next chapter, it's gonna go back to the Dobby and Hawks stuff, right? Or it's either gonna go back to the Dobby, Hawks, and Tokiyami. It's either gonna go back there, or we're gonna get like another chapter of this, and at the very end of that chapter, it's gonna be like Shigaraki like waking up and doing something, and then it's gonna cut back over to the Dobby, the Hawks, and Tokiyami stuff, and then we're gonna get that for a couple chapters, because Horikoshi's not just gonna give us Shigaraki right away, right? He already knows everybody wants to see Shigaraki wake up and then do something.
I'd be so mad. Watch him cut to like Deku or something.
Yeah, he's gonna cut away for 20 chapters, and we're not gonna know anything. And the next thing that's gonna happen is all these heroes are gonna get off-screened. It's gonna be like the Zero Squad all over again. I'm gonna be pissed.
We're gonna see Mirko, then Hawks die back-to-back pages.
The deaths that I'm predicting, I know we talked about it last week. Me and Kenton are kind of on the same page, but I'm thinking Endeavor's probably might die here. Mirko's 100% dead. I think Hawks is 100% dead, but he's not here, obviously. Now that I know that there's a bunch of other heroes here, there might be a lot more death coming than I originally thought. All these like small heroes, they're probably gonna get one shot. I'm gonna be real. I could see Aizawa living more, but again, the high end's gonna come after him, so it's kind of like 50-50 at this point. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Ken?
I think it depends on Shigaraki. Like, if he wakes up, when he wakes up, how powerful he is when he wakes up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like, because there's that, what we said, 3 high ends?
Yeah, there should be 3 now, because...
The high ends, if Shigaraki gets out, I don't see any of these people getting out of here. Because especially since we don't know what quirks he has. So, because he could just get out, and with the quirk, his quirk alone could just, like, destroy everything in here.
See, here's my thing about that. So I feel like when he comes out, he's not going to be at full power, right? And
No.
I've been thinking about it a little bit more, and we know that he's like inside of the same vats that the high ends are in, right? And so the high ends have to stabilize, right? So what if Shigaraki has to stabilize too? You know, like
maybe I'm just saying, like Shigaraki himself, just as him, without any of the extra quirks or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that he could
definitely kill 2 or 3.
Right,
but if he like awakens the rest of his quirks or whatever, he's killing a good bit of people. Will, do you have anything you want to say, or Dylan, or?
I was just gonna say, like, I think it's gonna take Shigaraki like a little longer to, where you say like adapt or whatever to having the new powers.
Yeah,
I forgot the word you were using.
Stabilize.
Yeah, that's it. Just because, like, the Nomus have like all this advanced, like, different people, like they have a lot of stuff mixed together.
Yeah, their
like,
biology is a little bit different.
Yeah, and it's Shigaraki still in his same body and everything. So I just feel like it's going to take him a little bit longer, I guess, to stabilize.
Mm-hmm.
So once he's even done, I think it'll still have to take him a minute for him to actually be able to control all of his powers and stuff. Well, I mean, it's going to be hard for him to do that anyways, but like to be able to control most of his power and stuff like that.
Dylan, what are you thinking?
I think once he wakes up, you understand it's going to take him a while to stabilize. So I think he's going to, when he hits the ground, he's going to decay everything and kill Mirko, but he won't be able to kill Endeavor, and Endeavor's going to fight him for probably a chapter or 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking this is heading, is like towards the Endeavor and Shigaraki fight. And like the whole reason that Shigaraki wanted to kill All Might to begin with, it wasn't just because it was All Might, it was because he was the symbol of peace, right? But he's not the symbol of peace anymore. It's pretty much Endeavor at this point. I mean, he's not the same like length that All Might weighs. He isn't the same like prominence that he does. But he is the symbol of peace now. And so if Shigaraki just wipes Endeavor right here and like broadcast that, like, he's obviously not be able to show it, but he might just grab his body and be like, listen, this guy's dead. So I don't know, but I don't think there's anything more that we can really talk about this chapter. It's a longer. It's not really, sorry, not longer, but it's like it's got more action in it than most chapters. But it's all one thing. There's not a lot to go off of that we didn't already know, other than like Shigaraki's about to get out, Mirko's probably about to die, the high ends are getting smarter. Things we already talked about last review. So, any closing thoughts that we want to talk about here?
I want Shigaraki to wake up. He needs to get out. I want to see him do something.
Come back at the end of the next week's review. Well, I guess not next week because there is no chapter next week, huh?
Yeah, we got a 2-week break.
Yeah,
or a 1-week break. I guess
they would leave us off at the worst time for that. But I'm sorry this review is going to get out a little bit later than normal. We had planned on doing it the night it came out, and then I think I just overslept, and then we just kept on having things come up as we went to go through the day. So we're actually recording this on Tuesday. So I should have it out by tomorrow for sure, if anybody's watching.
To the 3 people that watch this,
make sure you like the video, not the comments. I know some people wanted to dog on me last time. Some people wanted to dog on me last time for that. So like the video, leave suggestions on what you think we could do better, and subscribe if you want to see more. And other than that, that is the Weebus Wizards out.